My name is Linton Harvey. I'm Steve's son. Welcome y'all to the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation mentoring session. And I'm just working out a couple things on the tech side so this conversation with y'all goes as smooth as possible. So just give me a couple seconds and I have everything straightened out in just a minute.
I got it. Anytime technical stuff gets complicated, they bring in the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? They bring in heavyweights. They bring in somebody that's tech savvy. They bring the old school player in to get it done. See, you young boys, man, y'all know all this tick-tock, Skype, and IG and all like that, but you got to have a real old school player come in with the Cleveland Browns. This is the new Cleveland Browns. What's up, fellas?
What's good?
Hey, Rosie, what's up, man?
Hello.
Huh?
Hi. I'm his brother.
You his brother. You look just like him. That's good. Hey, what's up, Kyle?
Hello, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure speaking to you.
I know it is. I know it is. It's kind of cool talking to y'all too. Hey, what's up, Kyler? Long time. How you doing, man?
Oh man, blessed, Mr. Harvey. I don't know if I'm as blessed as them Browns gonna be this season, but I'm blessed.
Well, don't worry about it. Hey, this is the new jersey from the Cleveland Browns. They sent it to me yesterday, and everybody tripping and say, well, man, it's just Brown. But see, the Cleveland Browns, we don't have like no mascot. We ain't got no like elephant or monkey. We ain't the Chargers with a lightning bolt or the Falcons with a bird. We the Browns. We the Cleveland Browns.
Is this y'all year?
Well, you know, trying to just want to make the playoffs.
Y'all think y'all gonna make it to playoffs?
Yeah, that's all I want to do. I just want to get in the playoffs this year, man. In here, we got a lot of hope right now, you know, because the quarantine got everybody. Like, you know, during this quarantine, man, I've been doing a lot of dreaming, a lot of praying, a lot of meditating, been working out, getting in shape. I done lost 20 pounds since the quarantine started.
Check you out.
Dog, I'm nice. I'm nice. I'm getting back down to fight weight, partner.
Hey, I'm feeling it.
This is gonna be good. So, hey, man, listen. This is what reason I wanted to pop in, man, because you know, the mentoring camp is really important to me. You know, I mentor a lot of boys, man, over the years. Kyler has been one of these, man. Kyler Franklin, man, turned out to be really, really fabulous young man. And so I meet cats like Kyle and Rosie all the time. I mean, by the hundreds. It started back in Dallas. I think that's where you went, right, Kyler?
Yeah, 2011 I was there.
Oh, wow. 2011.
Yeah, 9 years ago I was there.
Man, really?
Yes, sir.
Man, how old are you now?
I'm 25.
Oh, see what I'm doing? You see what I'm saying, Rosie? You see what I'm saying, Kyle? So I've been knowing this cat for a long time, man. I got so many young soldiers like him that have come through the mentoring program. And see, the mentoring program is important for me. I decided during this quarantine, this lockdown that we got, I started off in comedy, man. So people always asking me, man, can you do something funny to entertain people during the quarantine? I just decided that wasn't the route I wanted to take. There's a lot of great comedians out here, man, that can do a lot of entertaining. So I wanted to do something a little bit more effective with my time. I said, okay, look, if I got all these young dudes sitting around at home, you're probably tired of talking to your mom and them. You want to go outside. You can't go nowhere. You know, man, you're locked down, but all of us is locked down. This is happening to all of us. And so I said, okay, look, man, I got all these young brothers out here, man, that's probably could use some advice during this time, because this is can be a little bit challenging. So I said, well, this is what I'm gonna do, man. I'm gonna take my mentoring program and put it on Zoom, on IG, on Facebook, on all of these platforms that I got, and see if I can't help some young guys get through this difficult time and maybe answer some questions. Because it's so important, man, for young guys to have a male role model. It's very important, man, because it's challenging, you know, growing up, man, especially if you don't have a father figure in your life, man. You got so many questions you need answered, and you need it from a male perspective, just to be honest with you, man, because even though your moms are doing a great job, and I often say that, man, I think single mothers are some of the most important people in the world because they're carrying the load of two people. And it's a thankless job out there, man. They really don't get the credit that they deserve. But they could use some help too because they're raising guys like yourself. I mean, when a young dude gets around 13, 12, 14, 15, man, he trying to find his way, man. He trying to get to manhood. You understand? And you need somebody that done already traveled that path to say, hey, partner, don't do that. Check this out right here. So I thought I'd pop in today. I know you all were supposed to be talking with my foundation director and some key people to get some information. So I said, well, let me surprise some people and just say, hey, this is Steve Harvey. You know, this the world famous Steve Harvey. This ain't a game, partner. This is the real Steve Harvey, man. I'm not messing with y'all, man. You hear me, Rosie? Rosie, you got Steve Harvey on your computer, man. Your iPad ain't ever had nobody this doggone famous on it before. Live? Come on. Man, I've been killing. I'm crushing the game. You see this chair right here? Look at this chair. That's real ostrich. That ain't fake. Man, this real. This is real. But anyway, man, I wanted to just talk with y'all. So, Kyle, let me talk to you, man. You got any questions or anything you've been wondering about, man? I mean, like, if you had a chance to ask me something, which you do, I'm opening the floor. I'm going to start with you, Kyle. You 14, right?
15.
15? Oh, excuse me. What grade you in?
9th.
Hey, man, this is where it start counting. You know that, don't you? 9th grade, man, all these credits start going to that first mile marker for you, man. You trying to graduate. Have you thought about that?
Yes.
Thought about finishing school? What you think about, how you feel about school, man?
I mean, but I like it, but when I first arrived in school, I was getting bullied.
Has the bullying stopped, or do you think it's continued?
It's continued.
Oh, okay. So how you thinking about dealing with it?
Like probably communicating to the teachers or like, probably telling my mother.
Yeah. Well, man, let me say this to you about it. First thing I want you to do, man, I want you to understand something really, really important. Because I got bullied for a short period in my life. It wasn't a long time, but I grew up in a different time frame than you. You know what I'm saying? So the way I handled it, I don't recommend people do it the way I handled it. But in this modern time right here, there's some things that you can do to help yourself out. You know, man. Like first of all, I want you to understand something about you. The reason people bully people is because the person who's doing the bullying has some deficiencies in themselves. Something is off in their thinking. Something is wrong with them. They need to find ways to press other people down so they can feel up. The other reason people bully is because they have a tendency to think that the person that they're bullying usually has something that they envy or jealous of. So let me ask you a couple of questions. Are you a pretty decent student?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's a big one. The dude that's doing the bullying, is it a group of them? 1, 2, 3?
2.
It's 2. Oh, it's just 2. Oh, we're going to handle this.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we're going to be able to get with this right here. Oh, it ain't but 2. So first things, now, do you take classes with either of these?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, you do. And so let me ask you this question, man. When they bullying you, what are they saying it's for?
They just like, try to bully me for no reasons.
Yeah. So I guess to them, they think you an easy target.
Right. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you, have you ever had a conversation with either one of these guys?
No.
Okay. This is why I want you to just try this, man. It can't hurt, right? Now listen, man, before I tell you this, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just a man. I know how to cope with stuff. When they bully you, are they usually together?
Yes, sir.
See. What we got to try to do, Kyle, is, and this could work, so I want you to listen to me real close. What you've got to make an attempt to do is reach out to one of them without the other one.
Yes, sir.
You got it. You got it. Now, how old is this boy? How big is it? Is he intimidating or?
He's like 2 feet taller than me.
2 feet taller.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's some weight. Yeah. He got a little weight on you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do this, man. Just think about this for a minute. If you were to pull him to the side, off to the side, find a way to communicate with him and just say, hey, man, can I talk with you just one-on-one, man to man? Now, he might get a little gruff, but usually when you pull young men off to their side, away from the pack, you get a different person. Because usually they feeding off each other's energy. Let's go on over here and do this. But one-on-one, you may find that one of them could be different. Is one of them seem a little bit cooler than the other one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, it's usually one that's kind of like in the background and the other one, he kind of like going along with the other one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, if I'm saying something wrong, just let me know.
Oh, no, you good, sir.
Yeah, see, I mean, I know how this go. I've been bullied, and I tried to be a bully one time. He whooped my ass, and that stopped the bullying. My bully session lasted. I did 1 day of bullying. That boy turned around and whooped my ass. My day started as a bully, and it ended as little punk.
In 1 day?
Yeah, 1 day, man. I went from Steve the bully to little punk ass Steve. But now, I don't recommend you go that route. I don't want you to get into physical violence. I want you to take the approach. I want you to take the one that you think is cooler, the one that's being guided by the other one. I want you to try to get his cell number or pull him to the side, get a couple of your friends to ask him, hey man, can we meet with you? And just say, hey man, listen to me, man. I don't really want no problems, man. Because I think you're all right. I just wanted to put that out there to you, man. You ain't got to make it no long, drawn-out speech. Just kind of put that out there and said, hey, man, if I've done anything to offend you or got us off to a bad start, I'd just like to know maybe if just me and you could just start over. Just try that.
Yes, sir.
Just try that. But you got to keep everybody informed of what's going on. You got to keep your parent involved. You got to keep the teachers involved. You got to let the principals and school officials be aware of what's going. There's a coach that you can go to, maybe your gym instructor or one of your instructors that's a male, that you can go to him and tell him about this problem and ask him, does he have any advice, since you take class with a couple of these guys? If they have any advice where maybe you could sit them together and have a mediation and kind of talk y'all through what the problem could be. You follow what I'm saying? Yes, sir. You got to try that, man. Anything else I tell you to do, it's going to be illegal. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this Uncle Steve. I'm Uncle Steve for real. The reason I meant it good is because I stay real with the boys. You understand? I don't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to lie to you. Let's hold hands and have prayer. I wish it all worked like that. because prayer has gotten me through my whole life. And that's the second part of this. You got to take this problem to God. You got to just pray, man, and ask God to give you strength and understanding to deal with this situation. Because it may be something that you just got to get through. See, a lot of people want the bully to go to another school. You don't know how God works. But if you take it to God, God can work a situation out for you in a way that you could never imagine. And I'm not telling you nothing because we're on this camera. I'm telling you stuff I say at my mentoring camps every single year. I talk to young men about faith. I talk to them about God. Oh, I give you some real hands-on, some stuff you can do, but I get at them, man. I get at them the real way. Because if you don't, as a young man, if you don't hear from a grown man talking about God and faith, then you might not think it's cool. But I'm telling you, it's not only cool, it's sure enough necessary. Because you ain't going to get to where you want to be without it. And that starts at 12, 13, 14. And you're a young man that's sharp. I can tell, man, you're a sharp dude. That's another thing they don't like about you. See, you sharp. And they know that. You got good grades. They flunking, you know. And so, man, you got a lot of things they probably feeling against you. So I would start there with the bullying. I didn't know we had a bully situation. You got any questions you want to ask me?
How do you have hope when you feel hopeless?
How do I have hope when I feel hopeless? Well, see, now we got to get into the spiritual side of how I started at 15. I really started paying attention in church when I was about 15. Before that, man, I didn't, I just went because my mom was a Sunday school teacher, so I had to go. But at 15, man, is when I really started trying to, okay, man, we going down here all these nights, every Sunday. What are we going down here for? And I started, one of my favorite scriptures, man, the Bible verse that says, faith is the substance of things hoped for. So when you ask me a question like, how do you feel hope when things seem hopeless? Is that what you're saying?
I said, how do you have hope when you feel hopeless?
How do you have hope when you feel hopeless? Well, because it's like this. First of all, what makes you feel hopeless is when you foresee the future and when you see what's happening to you now and you don't include God in it. See, if you base your life around your strengths, your knowledge, your know-how, when your strength, knowledge, and know-how is not enough, what you gonna do then? See, but what makes a person seem hopeless is when they venture off into tomorrow, where we have no business, we have no control over. When we venture off in tomorrow and we imagine tomorrow and all that could happen, and we don't see no bright side because we didn't take God with us into them thoughts about the future. So the only reason you may be feeling hopeless is because you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel because you ain't putting God in the mix. You just looking at it from your standpoint. Now, the second part of it is this. I have always been a huge dreamer. Man, ever since I was a little boy, man, at 10 years old, I was dreaming so big, man. I wanted out the hood so bad. I didn't like too many people at my school. I didn't like my neighborhood. We didn't have no money. I just wanted out, man. So I would take my mind and I would send it far away. And I dreamed. I dreamed of one day being a TV star. Now, that's virtually impossible from the condition I was in. But I had hope, though. I just always hoped that one day I would be. I mean, I am today, but I always hoped that I would be. And so what I did was, somebody told me a long time ago to just dream, man. Just keep dreaming, Steve. No matter what happens, keep dreaming. See, when you stop hoping, Kyle, you mess yourself up. There's no reason to stop hoping. You're 15. Suppose, let's just imagine this for a minute. Do you know, Kyle, like I'm 63 right now. You did. I'm probably the flyest pimping 63 on the planet, man. I'm in shape. I look good. I'm sexy. You understand? I got swag. You know, still got all my teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I always thought of one day I would get older. So let's just imagine, Kyle. Let's just suppose you make it to 40. Now that seems a long way off to a 15-year-old. 40. Man, you trying to get to 18 right now. Then when you turn 18, you're gonna try to get to 21. Then when you turn 21, your next benchmark is 25. Then after 25, you're gonna start knuckling down, trying to figure out how you can get your money straight. And then you're gonna mess around, you're gonna be 30. So now, let's just suppose, man, you just sitting here tripping and you thinking about, man, I'm gonna be 40 years old. If you was 40 years old, man, what would you like to be doing, Kyle?
Being a doctor.
Huh?
Be a doctor.
Really?
Yes, sir.
You that good in school?
Yes, sir.
How much money you think doctors make?
I would thousands.
Thousands. Yeah, like hundreds of thousands. Yeah, not thousands, hundreds of thousands. Now let's imagine this for a moment, Kyle. Suppose you do the work that you're supposed to do. You go to school, you get the education that you're supposed to do. You finish, you get the 2 diplomas that you're gonna need, a college degree and a medical degree. And then you become a doctor. How would you feel about that?
I mean, great.
You feel great, wouldn't you? Now, if I were you, I would get to hoping. See, if I was you right now, while you in this hopeless moment you having, if I were you, I would get to hoping. Because do you know what, man? God is in the make your dream come true business. You talking to one. God is in to get you through anything you ever go through because you talking to one. I promise you I was poorer than you. Wasn't no computers back then, but I didn't have no money for nothing. So now, God, man, suppose he gives you that. Man, if I were you, I would start hoping for that. Because guess what? That's the very thing that could mess around and happen. But Kyle, you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
If you stop hoping, you can't be no doctor. You can't be no doctor. People who have wonderful lives just kept hope alive the entire time. Now, faith is a substance of things hoped for. So right now, all you got to do is hope. You ain't really got to believe at 15. You just got to hope really hard. Hey man, let me ask you a question one time. Kyle, have you ever got a bike for Christmas?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something. Was you hoping one day that you would get a bike for Christmas?
Yes, sir.
Did you go down there one Christmas and there was a bike?
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You feel me? Let me ask you another question, Kyle. Have you ever hoped that you pass a test?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever hoped that you would get an A in a class?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever gotten an A in a class?
Yes, sir.
Was it in the class that you was hoping you got an A in?
Yes, sir.
It ain't a magic trick, man. It's not a magic trick. Success belongs to the hopeful. I would never give up hope. You have got to remain hopeful because one day, Kyle, you're going to be a doctor. Period. I bet you. I bet you 15 years from now, you're going to find me. Now, it's going to be hard to find me in 15 years because I'm going to be in the middle of an ocean on this really big yacht. I'm going to be living in international waters on these big yachts. So it's going to be hard to find me. But one of my sons or something, they'll be able to find me and I'll still have a foundation. So in 15 years, I want you to find me and tell me what type of doctor you are. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
You can't ever stop hoping, partner. You hope to get an A, you got it. You hope to get a bike, you got it. You're going to hope to graduate, you're going to go. You're going to hope to go to college, you're going to go. You're going to hope to be a doctor, you're going to go. But remember what I told you about the scripture. Faith is the substance of things hoped for. All faith is real hard hoping. That's all it is, man. It's just you hope so hard that you mess around and believe it.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to keep hope alive?
Yes, sir.
You got to. It's all you need. Steve Harvey was just hoping he got on TV. I'm a TV star, man. Just because I was just a little black boy, man, sitting in Cleveland, Ohio on 112th Street, man, just hoping, just like you. Now,
yes, sir.
I want to talk to Kyler. Hey, Kyler.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Harvey?
Hey, man, tell me a little bit about your story, because you was at the mentoring camp in 2011.
Yeah, so in 2011, I don't know if you remember last year, I spoke at your golf tournament. And I was the young man that when I was at the mentoring camp at 16, I came back and found out my purpose in life. Luckily, I don't cuss as much, so I became a pastor. And I became a pastor, and now and I also work in finance. I'm a financial advisor at Merrill Lynch.
Really?
Yes, sir. It's a team of 6 of us. We manage, call it $750 million, and yeah, that's what I do for a living.
So you're a pastor now?
Yes, sir.
Wow. What impact did the mentoring camp have on you?
I mean, when I was there, you know, like everybody, every young man that comes through, grew up single mom household. I grew up in South Central, went to, you know, hood high school. So every opportunity, gangbang, sell dope, all available. But when I was there at the camp, I'm be honest, it was this one session that changed my life. It was actually you and Denzel. You had brought Denzel through, and you start talking about dreaming and talking about looking beyond your situation and your circumstances. Just because you see the hood every day don't mean you got to stay there. And honestly, the way I promise you, the night before, on that Sunday, somebody preaches. And right before we left, I just heard God speak to me. Never heard him speak so real before in my life and say, I got something great for you. And a week later, I was sitting in church. And afterwards, I walked up in the pulpit to the preachers and like, hey, I know what God wants me to do for the rest of my life.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Man, I remember because I was at my camping when I had it in Dallas.
Yep, since that, I've always said, one day I'm going to give me a ranch.
Yeah, man. Oh, that bad boy was not about 300 acres, man.
Hey.
I was out there, man. That ranch, man, I fished on that place. But I remember that time that Denzel came, man. We was riding around on my four-wheelers, man. We was just talking, man. And Denzel and Pauletta Washington has been the biggest contributors to the Steve and Marjorie Harvey mentoring camp than anyone. Do you give back? Do you have anybody that you mentor?
Yeah, so this might hurt your heart, but I decided to join that other fraternity in 1911. And
what fraternity?
Kappa Alpha Psi.
Oh! 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 This boy, oh, this boy went and became a cow. I ain't mad at you, man. But let me tell you something, because the Kappas, man, them some bad boys, for real. Them noobs, yeah, them some bad boys. Yeah,
no,
oh, for real. KA side, they the second coldest frat. Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I feel it. Hey, we call it. I got a lot of mentors, a lot of good people. That's some great Omega men. So I definitely respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's really amazing.
Now I mentor, so I got young men a part of that. I love giving back. My mom and I during this, we started this whole thing called the Corona Giving Challenge. So I went to Dorsey High School, played with a lot of dudes who now are in the NFL. And so every week I challenge my friends to have to do something to give. So I'm like, hey, I just fed 10 families this week. What you do? So one of them will be like, well, I just went and bought groceries for 50 families in my city. You know, athletes, competitive. Yeah. So we just compete with each other every week, like to try to give to somebody.
Oh man, that's great. That's great, man. See, you one of the dudes, man, that really make me proud of the work that we've done over the years, man. To see a guy like you come through the program in 2011 and then develop into who you are today from a visit to the camp. And you just learned about dreams. And man, you know, man, I tell people all the time, man, you know, you can get an education and that's so vital to your development. But the one thing that's bigger than your education is your dream.
Yeah.
The Bible says a man without a dream or vision shall perish. It's that dream, man. That dream is the dope. That's the dope that's got to run through your veins. Not meth, not heroin. That'll bring you down. There's no quicker way to bring you. The dope that's got to run through your veins is that dream. That wanting to be something so bad that it wakes you up in the middle of the night. You can't go to sleep sometime. You get up scratching your head trying to figure out how you can participate to make this dream come true. I'm proud of you, man. Merrill Lynch, Kappa.
Mr. Harvey, I tell you, I watch every Monday before I get up. I'm up at like 5:45, 6, because, you know, stock market, I'm in LA on the West Coast, you know, up at 6:30. And before I start trading, I watch a video on YouTube every single Monday where you tell your story about how you got to the Apollo and about how you didn't know you had enough money to get there. And you just, God and prayer. And every time before I start doing anything, I'm like, you know what? Let me watch this. It motivate me. And I'm like, you know what? Let's get on this money. Let's get on this bond.
I appreciate you saying that, man. That's good. Hey, is Rozzy there? Did Rozzy drop off? Okay, there you go.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How old are you?
I'm 13.
13. Man. What grade you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
So, Rozzy, how you been, man?
I've been good.
Yeah.
Keeping up with all my schoolwork.
Oh, yeah? What you been doing during the quarantine, man? What you do to stay busy?
Well, I do my work and then play video games and play with my brothers.
Oh, you got brothers. How many brothers you got?
2.
Oh, you got playmates. I ain't got no friend. I ain't got nobody over here, man. It's just me and my wife. She talk all the time. Yeah, man. We've done more talking during this quarantine. You know, we've been married a long time, man, and we just be talking. I be going, Lord have mercy. Like between us, fellas, we just talking. I'm out of stuff to talk about. Yeah. Me and my girl, I'm out of stuff to talk about. I mean, I already told her I loved her for all these years. I've been in love with her since the 80s, man. I done said that. I done bought her everything. I can't buy her nothing. We can't go nowhere. Oh man, I got a cool, where my phone at? You see my phone? Hey man, I got a cool text from the biggest star of all time. Hold on, man. Let me see if I can find this right quick. I'm gonna read something to y'all. I know I shouldn't be taking this time to do this, but We ain't got nothing else to do.
Facts.
Hey, we on quarantine. Where we going? You know what I'm saying? Ain't like, hey, Steve, what you doing? Nothing. I got a text. I got to read y'all this text, man. It's gonna be so dope, man. Okay, here it is. I got it. All right, you ready? This text came in from the biggest star of all time. There is not a celebrity or athlete, politician bigger than this guy here. Y'all, you listening to me, Rozzy?
Yes.
Kyle, you listening?
Yes, sir.
I know Kyle got me. All right, here's the text I got. It said, no movies, no concerts, no sporting events, no restaurants, no social gatherings, limited workload. Now that I've cleared your schedule, can we talk now? That's from God.
Mm.
Yeah, he sent that out. I got the text. That's it right there. He sent it to me. He texted me. He said, no movies, no concerts, no sporting events, no restaurants, no social gatherings, limited workload. Now that I've cleared your schedule, can we talk now? God. I said, yeah, man. So that's what I've been doing on the quarantine, man. Just been talking to God because my schedule is clear. Normally I'm too busy. You did? Normally I got restaurants, I got to go to work, I got meetings and stuff. I'm on tour. I'm flying on the planes. I'm balling. I'm all. He done fixed all that. Can we talk now? Yes, Lord. Hey, Robbie. Hey, man, you got any questions for me? Anything you want help with? Somebody can help you?
What was your key to success in life?
Well, it's a little bit of what I've been telling Kyle, and you heard from Kyler. But the first thing I had to develop was I had to want to be something. You got to want something in life. It starts with wanting something. See, that's people get off balance when they ain't shooting for nothing, when they don't want nothing. Somebody, what you want to be? I don't know. Well, what you waking up for? So the first thing, I had to want something. That was critical for me, man. So this want, I started dreaming about it. I started envisioning myself. I started hoping really, really hard. Man, if I keep hoping about this, if I keep dreaming about this, keep it in the front of my mind. So I started developing these dreams. Then the second part of it was, I was willing to put in some real work. So I got this dream, I'm willing to put in the work. Okay, so now I was willing to work real hard. And then what I did was, I took that dream, I took that willingness to do whatever was necessary, stay in school, survive, hold on when I feel hopeless, fight through the disappointments, never give up. I was willing to do all of that. And then the third thing that capped it off was I had faith. I had developed a relationship with God. And I put those three things together. My dream, my work ethic, and my faith. And those three things right there were the key to my whole success. It's the reason I'm sitting here today. So let me ask you something, Rozzy. If you could be anything you wanted to be when you grow up and you could not fail, what would you be?
I think I'll be an accountant.
So that's in the finance business?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Kyler, who came to my program, Kyler Franklin, he is with Merrill Lynch. Now, Kyler, let me ask you something. Is that something you had always wanted to do or accomplish, to be at Merrill Lynch, or how did that come about?
Ironically enough, my mom started at Merrill Lynch when she was pregnant with me. So I grew up seeing there, and you understand growing up in the hood, you see dudes with money, you see dope dealers with money, but then I went to Merrill Lynch and I start saying like, oh, this is real money. It's a different type of ball game. And that was always my motivation. Is I was like, I want to go play with the big boys one day. Yeah.
So what he just said, this is a 25-year-old dude. He's just 10 years older than you, Kyle. 10 years from where you are now, you could be in the seat that the other 25-year-old dude is. 17 years from now, Rozzy, you could be in the seat that this dude at Merrill Lynch is in. This is crazy. How in the world did I pick y'all three right here to have this conversation with? And look how God tied that whole thing together. This wasn't my idea. This is, you all have got to hear it this way. You just happen to want to be in finance, and it just so happens that a dude that was at my camp in 2011 is working at one of the top financial institutions in the world. And he's around the big boys, and he done seen what real money look like. See, so now, Rozzy, yeah, you're in the 7th grade. How much do you think is a lot of money? What do you think a lot of money is? How much is a lot of money? If you had, how much money is a lot of money?
A lot of money is probably like $50,000.
And you know what, Rozzy? All I wanted when I was 13 years old was $10,000. That's all I wanted, man. I thought if I could get $10,000 when I was 13 years old, boy, y'all could quit talking to me. Because see, when I was 13 years old, $10,000, it was houses for $10,000, You could buy a house for $10,000. When I was 13, you could get 3 cars. You could buy 3 cars, man, brand new. You could get 3 brand new cars for $10,000. Come on, man. So I feel you, $50,000. That's a nice chunk of change. Now let me ask you a question. Watch this right here. Hey, Kyle.
Yeah.
How long you been in Merrill Lynch?
I've been in Merrill Lynch going on maybe like 3-4 years now.
Oh, 3-4 years.
Yeah.
So you made quite a few $50,000.
You know, God done blessed us over here a little bit.
Come on, we coming up, baby. Rozzy, listen to me, man. In 17 years, if you stay the course, you will be making so much money in the finance business. Kyle, do you know how much money you can make as a doctor in about 15 years from now? You know how many 50,000s you gonna have? Get you one of these chairs, man. Get you one of these chairs. You get a chair. Rozzy, do you have a mentor?
No, I don't. No.
Kyle, do you have a mentor?
No.
You don't. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. Let me think for a minute. Kyle, is your mother there?
Yes, sir.
Can she come on the screen?
She coming.
Yeah. Mothers is always close by. Ma'am, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Shawan Reed.
Shawan Reed. I must have caught you good. You got earrings on and everything. I know we're on quarantine, so I was kind of scared. I ain't know, Oh, you over there being jazzy with it on quarantine.
No.
Got the earring on, got the knot tied on one side. I see. Hey,
no, your team does a great job, so I just want to be prepared for you, sir.
Yeah, well, listen to me. My team has told me a lot about you. You've done pretty good education-wise, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but you've fallen on some hard times.
Yes.
So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a couple of things for you all. Kyle, I'm gonna have you come to my mentoring camp.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have you come to my mentoring camp this year. I'm gonna fly you and your mother to the mentoring camp. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put your mom in the program for women, and we teach financial literacy and some things like that. And so,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Rosie, I'm gonna have, you don't have a mentor, so I'm inviting you to the mentoring camp also. Okay? I want you to come to the mentoring camp. Sharon?
Sharon, yes, sir.
Let me tell you what I'm gonna do for you. We're gonna give your son and Rosie, we're gonna give both of the boys computers. So you gotta get a computer to become a doctor. So we're gonna get y'all brand new computers for you and Rosie.
Thank you.
Because if you're gonna be a financial guy, you gotta have a computer. And if you're gonna be a doctor, you gotta have a computer. So we'll give both of y'all free computers. And then I know that Kyla, I was informed by my team that you have a mentoring program, you and the Noops, the Kappas, that y'all doing with these boys. So I'm gonna supply you with 10 brand new computers to give out to the young men that you help with.
Man, I appreciate that.
Oh man, and no man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Now listen to this, Miss what's your name again, ma'am? I ain't good, man.
Sharon Reed.
We're gonna give you a Target gift card for $500.
Thank you so much.
The Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation, just to help you out financially, we're gonna give you $3,000.
To who, me?
Yeah, we'll give you $3,000 to help you out. Look.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Mr. Harvey.
Hey, listen,
you just don't know how much a blessing this is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, but see, God hear prayers all the time. He listening, you know, and he know you've been going up the hill for a while. So we you know, might not change your life, but we're gonna put some skates on you so you can skate down on the other side a little bit. The 3,000 probably help you get a lot of things accomplished over there. So we're gonna give you that. We'll get that to you real quick. And we're gonna give you the $500 Target gift card. And we're gonna see you and your son at the mentoring camp. And Rosie, I'm gonna give you a trip to the mentoring camp, and we're gonna give your mom a $500 Target gift card. And hey man, I just appreciate y'all, you know.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you too.
See, listen, hey, listen, Kyle, you got to keep
mom
hope.
said thank you.
Okay, cool. Listen, you got to keep hope alive, man. You got to keep hoping, partner. You can't ever stop hoping. You don't ever know when God gonna show up, but you can know this for sure. He always do. He is never late. God ain't ever too late. Right when it looks like you ain't got no more answers, you don't know what to do. But see, Kyle, because of you, because you wanted to be something and you wrote into the foundation and all of that, now you get to talk to me, and then God worked out a couple of problems for y'all. See, that's how it worked. Because you was feeling hopeless. Now how you feel now?
Better.
Because you got to keep hoping, homie. You can't ever quit. I got this Browns jersey on because I'm hoping we get in the playoffs. I'm hoping, man. Listen to me. We ain't been in the playoffs since the 80s. I was there. That's before you was born. Hey, fellas, I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all this summer at the mentoring camp. And hey, Kyle.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you
Thank
too.
you.
Sure. Hey, Kyle, I love you, man.
Oh man, I love you too, Mr. Harvey. I appreciate it.
Love you too.
And just to tell you, my mom's is a big supporter. She runs the Lakers Foundation, and because of the blessing you made in my life almost a decade ago, she actually sponsors you and your wife.
That's right. She showed the, hey man, is she there?
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Oh, that's Keisha Mix.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing? You know what? I wanted to thank you because Paige, my director of my foundation, Sharon Page, told me that you are with the Lakers Foundation, and you all do so much for the boys in my mentoring camp. And I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of me and my wife's heart for the things you've done for us through the Lakers Foundation. I really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you. It was our pleasure, and to think that we were just there as recipients from you back in 2011, and then full circle, God brought us to a position where we could actually come back and help. So we were happy to do it.
That's how it worked, man. It always worked like that. Man, I really thank you. Yeah, y'all look good during quarantine. What y'all doing? What you doing? Hey, y'all sisters that showed up with y'all had there. Sisters is complaining on my radio show. If they could just open up the beauty salons, my sisters on my show would be so happy. Y'all have showed up. Y'all looking jazzy.
Mr. Harvey, I was getting ready to say that we love you too, and my mother got both of your books too.
Oh,
big support.
Well, you see that one over there jump? You got to get in the air, partner. You got to jump. You got to jump. But let me tell you something. When you jump, you better have a lot of hope, partner. Because when you jump, the parachute don't open. You got to get in that air. See, y'all in good shape, man. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all, Keisha, for everything you did from the Lakers Foundation. Thank y'all for raising them boys. It's hard, man, when you're a single mother, man. It's probably one of the most thankless jobs out there, but you women have been cranking out some fine young men, and the Steve and Marjorie Harvey Foundation is just here to support that. Hey, Kyler Franklin.
Yes, sir.
Would you do me a favor?
Sure.
Would you get these two young men's names, and would you become their mentor?
100%. Got to pay it forward.
Kyler.
Yes, sir.
No, what's his name? Kyle. Oh, I didn't got these names.
Yes, sir.
I need you and Rozzy. I'm going to put y'all together, and y'all's new mentor's name is Kyler Franklin. He going to be in touch with y'all. He going to teach you some of the things he's learned over the year. He'll pray with you. He'll show you how to put it together, because in a few years, y'all can be him, all right?
Okay.
That's what the Steve Harvey mentoring program is about, baby. I love y'all. Y'all stay in peace and pray for the Cleveland Browns.
Love you too.
I love y'all. Let's just play on. I'm going in here to work out because I've been losing weight. I'm in shape now. I'm so fine now, boy. I don't know. Thank y'all. All right.